Hey everyone, Pockets here with a video of my route for a PUG-friendly and easy floodgate for your weekly 10s. I will also have the route in the description down below. So let's go ahead and just jump in here.
5, 4,
So nothing,
3,
the beginning part hasn't
2,
changed from the
1.
last season. You're going to come down here, you're going to go around the left-hand side. Do not pull the big guy to your right. Make sure you get aggro. You're going to pull this whole platform here.
Must get closer.
Watch your step.
Again, make sure the surveys get interrupted. And this is where you're going to pop hero for your first time.
Too far away.
That's pretty straightforward.
Watch your step.
We're going to kind of jump forward a little bit here.
Must get closer.
After this platform, somebody will get the boxes. You're going to come down here and jump. I jump on top of the barrels. You want to make sure you do not pull the snipers to the right here. You just want to pull these hyenas and soldiers here on the top of the stairs. You're going to pull these two hyenas with this 3-pack here. Make sure you get aggro before doing the next part, which is going to be grabbing these 3 crabs. And then that is going to be your second pull. Again, Surveyor is going to be your priority on the kicks.
Interrupt.
Pretty straightforward. On hierarchies, those high-ends kind of hit a little hard, so just be careful. And then we're going to pull the rest of the platform for the next pull. So the Surveyor and all 3 loader bots and the Architect. And that's going to be your next pull.
Interrupt.
Again, Surveyor, priority kick. Just be careful that you don't tank on this side of the platform because those divers will aggro. Not a big deal if they do. It's just nice to pull those 2 into the next group to make that a bigger pull. We're going to skip ahead a little bit. And pull these divers to the next platform. Dodge those big circles and just make sure you get the interrupts on the divers.
I'm out of range.
Watch your step.
We are not going to pull that second Architect.
Watch your step. Interrupt. Watch your step.
Another important thing to note is you do not want to be between the...
Watch your step.
You don't want the bombs between you and the divers, so make sure you're on the same side that the tank is, so that the bombs are not between you and the divers, or they will pull you in and you will get one shot. We're going to go up the stairs here. You're going to pull this whole platform. Both Surveyors. Just make sure you get aggro before pulling.
Frontal.
I'm out of range.
Frontal.
And pretty straightforward there.
Frontal.
Alright, after that you go to the first boss, which is going to be the twins. One thing to note, as the tank, every 3rd charge will be on the tank, no matter what.
Defensive.
So make sure you position yourself to where you could try to take out some bombs, knowing that you're going to be the 3rd one. Other than that, pretty straightforward. You just always want the little guy to die first, so you have a way to get rid of the bombs. If the big
Defensive.
guy dies before the little guy, the bombs come out, you have
Frontal.
no way of getting rid of the bombs. So
Yes.
big guy dies before little guy. Other than that, it's a pretty straightforward fight. After him, you want to do the gun. That gun gets rid of all the big circles out there on the water, so you don't have to worry about those anymore. We're going to come back across the water. And we're going to pull all three of these groups. I didn't do it here, but what you can do, depending on what kind of class you have to pull this group of soldiers and these inspectors, is to wait for this group to go all the way to the right, and you can move to the left, gather these up, and then come and group up with the snipers and demolition.
I must get closer.
I thought I was far enough to the right, but I wasn't.
Frontal. Interrupt.
It's pretty straightforward.
Fill you. Too far
Frontal.
away.
After that, we're going to go to the left then, and we're going to pull this whole
Must get
platform.
closer.
On this next pull, you're going to have two soldiers coming down the stairs here. They patrol up and down the stairs. Right now, they're at the top of the stairs, which isn't a big deal. If they're at the bottom of the stairs, you can pull them into this pack. If they're at the top of the stairs like they are, if you kill this pack too soon, those two soldiers can get pulled into the next boss,
Too far
or
away.
they can get pulled up
Scrabbling
to the
after any
next
shred of control.
pool. I just went ahead and aggroed them just to make sure nobody else got aggro. And I missed my chance to pull this little group into Big Mama. You want to pull Big Mama when she's on this side of the platform, and you'll see here in a second she's all the way at the other end, so we kind of wait a second instead of trying to aggro her and pull it back. I decided to wait.
I must get closer.
You don't have to wait. You can aggro her and pull it back. I just find it easier just to wait a little bit.
Defensive.
And as long as you don't stack your interrupts, this is a pretty straightforward boss. You only need two interrupts to make sure everything gets interrupted. And this is where you're going to use your second lust,
After any shred of control.
is when she gets to, when all the four
Defensive.
bots die, you're going to use your lust and try to burn Big Mom down as fast as possible.
Interrupt 1.
And other than that, it's a pretty straightforward fight. Rinse and repeat. You are going, after that phase gets done, she is going to drop
Defensive.
electricity on the ground, so you are going to move the boss down a little bit. That way you can still hit her, but you don't want to take up too much of your room, so you don't want to take off running across the whole floor there.
Interrupt 1.
Pretty straightforward. So last season there was a group of mobs here that you would kill. That group is now gone. The other thing that you could do is there is 2 mods back here that if you wanted to pull in with Big Mama, you are able to. But I find that Big Mama dies too soon to not to mess with that. Now you're going to pull both this big guy, make sure you get some aggro, and then you want to pull
Watch your
these
step.
guys over here, the contractor's sleeping.
I'm out of range.
This is a place you definitely want to try to use your defensives to help your healer. This is a big heal check. But other than dodging circles and interrupting stuff, it's a pretty straightforward fight.
Must get closer. I need to target something first.
Then you're going to take this glider, you're going to jump back across the water. If you want, you can land right here with these divers. We're going to pull these all 6 of these divers, along with 2 crabs.
I'm out of range. Too far away. I'm out of
Watch your
range.
step.
Too far
Again,
away.
you do not want to
Watch
be
your step.
between. You don't want the bombs between you and the divers. You want to be on the same side of the
Must
divers.
get
Watch your
closer.
step. Watch your step.
Too far away.
Where this
Watch
priest
your
is at
step.
is not where you want to be. If they pulled the priest into the bombs, the priest would be dead.
Watch your step.
Next group is going to be all 6 kill. These guys can hit hard, so be sure to use defensives and
Must get closer.
your CCs.
Scrabbling after any shred of control.
But they die quick enough. Which takes you into Swamp Face, the 3rd boss. Pretty straightforward fight. Everybody will always move to the left. That's pretty much the standard. Nobody ever goes right when he does his frontal. So just ensure that you always go to your left. As a healer, you can stand off to the side from the group because you are not chained to anybody. Potentially letting
Stack.
the line go a
Defensive.
different direction.
Line. Gather.
As a tank, you want to make sure you pop
Watch
a
your step.
defensive on sludge calls. That will do some pretty big damage. You want some type of
Watch your step.
mitigation up for that move. Other than that, very straightforward boss fight. After he's dead, we're going to jump down. Now that Bubbles is gone, the other change they made this season, which allows you to pull this group with the next group. Make sure this electrician is getting constantly interrupted.
After any shred.
There will be a patrol with an electrician and one other over here. You're going to want to pull those in. We got unlucky with their timing,
Shred of control.
but you will need some type of interrupt to bring them in, or if you have a DK to grip them in, even better.
I must get closer.
I will use my AoE kick once I aggro, there we go, and pull them in that direction.
I'm out of range.
Pretty straightforward fight.
Frontal.
Too
One thing to
far
note is this big guy here sleeping, you do not want to wake him up. At this point, waking him up it just wastes a bunch of time.
away.
Frontal.
I'm out of
Frontal.
range.
the contractor and soldiers, they patrol back from here all the way up to where they're at. We got lucky with this patrol because you're going to want to pull the soldier contractor and both inspectors into this big guy.
Must get closer.
Frontal. Defensive.
Again, electricians are your priority to make sure you get interrupts on. That cast will put a debuff on one of the characters, and if it's not
Defensive.
cleansed off, it will stun that character. And if you are stunned inside of one of those blue circles, probably going to be a death.
Scrap
Must get
after any
closer.
shred of control.
Defensive. Frontal.
This pull, we're going to pull the last two before the last boss.
Defensive.
Again, it's a pretty forgiving dungeon time-wise, as long as you keep moving and don't have a bunch of crazy deaths. These are the last two mobs. Again, just dodge the circles.
Defensive.
Do not be scared of pop your defensives here
Defensive.
to help your healer out. These guys will hit hard.
Defensive.
I must get closer.
Defensive.
Target something.
And on to the last boss here. Once you start this, you will start into this AoE phase with the beams. For tanks, it's easier for me if I look straight above my character, looking straight down. That way you can see where the lines are at and you can sidestep. Because you're going to want to keep your back towards this machine here. Because when he does his Thunder Punch, it's going to do a big knockback. So. Now Thunder Punch is about to go off. This is going to be the tank buster, so you want to make sure you do have a defensive or some type of mitigation pop for this.
Defensive.
Other than that, straightforward fight, rinse and repeat. Alright guys, thanks for watching.